We'd like to invite you to take a moment to consider three pairs of shoes and to ask yourself which one of them do you feel is the best design? Is it the Five Fingers Vibram with individual pockets for each toe? Or the tire sandals made of old tires? Or the expensive Manolo Blahnik high heels? I'll invite you to pause the video for a moment while you consider. Now let's unpack what you might have been valuing in making your decision. If you picked the Five Fingers Vibram, perhaps you were valuing comfort, which seems to be the goal of having an individual pocket for each toe. If you picked the tire sandals, perhaps you were valuing low cost and/or environmental sustainability. And if you picked the Manolo Blahnik high heels, perhaps you were valuing beauty or prestige. We could do a similar exercise with a more traditional technology. Take the Lake Isabel Trail Bridge, which is constructed from easily sourced and applied materials because they couldn't afford the time or money to haul in fancy materials. Or this bridge in Spain, where with no economic constraints, the goal was to create a bridge of symbolic importance. Or the Peace Bridge, which has to accommodate the $40 billion in trade that go across it every year. The important thing to note here is that there is no one best shoe or bridge. It's about what factors we value in different contexts. A common narrative is that technology is neutral. It's how you use it that makes it good or bad. But it depends on how you understand technology. Based on a fundamental understanding of technology as the means by which humans adapt our environments to meet our needs or wants, we argue that in fact our values shape and are shaped by our technologies. We now further argue that values come in interdependent pairs, also known as polarities. The example of smartphones, a technology that we likely all engage with daily. We probably all have had times when we felt conflicted about how much we value our privacy versus convenience. Whatever your personal leanings might be within this polarity, it's clear that the technology itself, smartphones, applications, and everything that surrounds them, has currently been designed to get us to surrender more and more of our privacy in exchange for convenience and entertainment. In examples like this, where technology has reached mass adoption, over time, the technology can actually shift societal norms and expectations around the values at play. Once you train yourself to see polarities, you'll see them all around you in different contexts. For example, activity and rest, justice and mercy, serving and leading, and many, many more. Our biggest intractable issues aren't simply problems with one right solution. They contain value tensions and require both-end solutions. Unfortunately, we often fail to recognize polarities, which can lead to us focusing on one value to the neglect of its complementary opposite value. When we do this repeatedly over time, we first get the downsides of the value we were over-focused on, and then we'll get the downsides of the missing or avoided value too. Think of the polarity stability and change. It's pretty easy to think about situations where we might over-focus on change to our detriment, or conversely overemphasize stability. By learning to recognize and leverage polarities and to take a both-end approach to interdependent values, we can optimize the upside and minimize the downsides associated with each interdependent value pair. To help build your polarity spotting abilities, can you think of an example of a common technology-related value tension? Hint, look for a controversy and try to understand the underlying values at play. If you're having trouble coming up with your own example, try to name the value tensions in the following examples. First, a government agency is debating how much data to make publicly available. Second, an energy company is debating how quickly to transition away from fossil fuels.